Right, Daggers, it's Man, and welcome back to the channel. Right, so this video is actually more of a reply to one of Cosmic's recent videos, not from something he said. I'm going to leave a link in the video description below. He recently put up a video where he managed to capture the voice of Erwin Rommel telling his entire team how they should play each individual tank type. The majority of what he said was actually true. Probably 70 or 80% of it, but some of the things he said were not entirely true. And the one thing I'm going to pick on today is the fact that he said tank destroyers are snipers and they should be at the back. In some cases that is lightly skinned things like Waffenträger Panzer IVs. Yeah, pretty stealthy tank and no armour, so that is a sniper. But there are a lot of other tanks in this game which are equally as good in some cases as heavy tanks in some situations. Not always. Right, so I'm just going to have a look at two examples today. First one from that in the T-30. So, back in the day on PC, the T-30 used to be a very, very high-tiered American heavy tank. The T-34 is basically the T-30 according to Jack the Ripper. I think the reloads are a bit different. I think the T-34 has a lot longer reload. But the T-30 with the 120mm is actually a pretty good heavy tank. And as you can see already, some of the guys that were with me didn't know how to play their tank type properly. And I say that as I auto-aim at an IS-3's upper plate. Anyway, but what you can see me doing now, I'm side-scoping. American tanks don't tend to have good enough side armour to side-scope with effectively, but they do have really big tracks, so if you can use a shallow angle, those tracks will more than likely soak up the rounds. There we go. Nice shot into the T-44. Admittedly, yep, I'm fighting lower tier tanks here, but for a tank destroyer, I'm side-scoping well, I'm not taking too much damage, and I'm giving myself enough time to pump the damage out and save my hit points, and that is the big thing in this game. There are so many, you can see my team list already, there are so many players. Yeah, they can do some damage, they can get some kills, but they sacrifice so much of their hit point pool just to get a bit of damage done. They end up dying with very little done, and when you have 2/3 of your team which die after doing very little for the team, that's when you get these sort of one-sided affairs like this is, when even though I'm doing my job, it's not going to be enough because there's a fairly capable top-tier platoon on the enemy's team. And there we go, another auto-aim. If I was to aim these shots, this guy would have been dead already, and I wouldn't have to do this. Right, so he comes in for the face hug. Good idea from him, gives me limited options, and he actually starts to pen my weaker hull armour. So I can't side-scope anymore, but I saved my hit points, so I lived through that situation, and we killed 4 tanks. And I've got 11 pens with 120mm, so roughly 4,000 damage done. Right, so I've dealt with this corner almost single-handedly. Some of the other friendlies I had there were basically my damage sponge. They gave the enemy's team something else to concentrate on rather than just me, which did make that situation a little bit easier. But yeah, there's 4 of us left. 2 of them are artillery who are about to die. We who are about to die, salute you! Anyway, and the enemy's team have 9 tanks left. So it's me and 2 arties versus 9. So I'm never ever going to win, but hopefully I penned enough shots out of my first 10 to get a sniper medal. I might get my full XP, maybe, maybe not. There goes one of the arties. I'll get spotted again so they know what I'm up to. Motoring my way back. This is all lost. It's not entirely pointless now. I'm fighting for my own stats now. If I was that bothered about WN8, I've done a fair amount of damage, but the only thing I can rescue out of this game now is possibly a Top Gun if I was to be able to kill 2 more to guarantee my full experience, or just some more damage done just to raise up the WN8 for this game. Right, so there we go. That top tier platoon I was talking about. Yeah, the 5120's got a lot of health, so I'm dead basically. Right, come on, come on, come on. There's that light tank. Kill number 5. Right, so I need one more for a top gun. And there's the artillery. There's absolutely nobody else to shoot at now, so why wouldn't he shoot at me? So I really can't complain about that. And that's just why playing this game solo can be so frustrating. And even in a platoon, when you're not top tier. Right, so there's the 51-20. I think I'll bounce this first round. He spends a bit longer aiming, and I'm dead. So no top gun, but I rescue 13 penetrations and 5 kills from what should have been just a complete whitewash. And yeah, there we go. I obviously didn't get my full XP for the game, no medals. But 5 kills and over 4k damage done, and we'll look at the team list now. I had absolutely no chance, but I rescued just a little bit of dignity for me from that game. Right, so from one tier 9 TD onto another one, completely different type of tank. But one of my favourite tanks in a game, for the one reason why I'm making this video. Here it is, the Foch. At tier 9, when you're top tier in this thing, it's a better heavy tank than most of the tier 9 heavy tanks. I know some of you are going to disagree with that. Yep, it doesn't have a turret. So if you want to play this thing like a heavy, you need to pick very linear action. So what I mean is, like the 1-2 line on this map, tanks are more than likely directly in front of you, and when the tank is directly in front of the Foch, they've got limited options to penetrate you. You've got a few weak spots on the top and the lower plate. It's not weak, but it's not as strong as the upper plate. Right, so here I go. Very linear action. I'm at the front of the team. This game here, I'm gonna say this, if I didn't break this flank using my hit point pool and my frontal armour, I don't think we would have won this game. I don't often say that, but right now I'm tanking this corner for my team. I'm going to pull back and ask for help, and I'm not asking for help for me personally. What I mean is, we need to go around this corner, break this flank and win the game. So by saying help, really I want these guys to push up and do something rather than just help me. Right, so here they come. One of them starts to push, so I use my armour, I go around the corner, I get a bit messed up with the gun arc there, and now I go for tracking shots. The 50T behind me has nice easy shots. Hopefully if the targets are still tracked when he comes round, I get the assist points. I'm using my front plate, 180mm front plate. If these guys don't know where to aim, they don't have much of a chance at all. Right, another tracking shot, 50T hits him, he needs one more. It's going to start going the other way in a second. I'm going to start losing some hit points. Right, another target down, and then the lurver pops out and pens my lower plate. And this could have actually cost me the game, I think. If I'd have died here. Right, so nice shot into the E75 hatch. So I've got these guys' attention. Guys behind me, although I think the E75 just did whack one of them, this guy has to deal with me really, otherwise I'm going to be able to pen him. Not reliably, so even the E75's hatch isn't particularly weak. Right, so the Lurve hits me and the E75 hits me. I'm down to a one shot. Look at that. The model on that dead tank there is trolling me hard. I had to aim to the side of nothing to get a shot. It's one of the things that annoys me about this game. Right, so now I'm literally just kiting the E75. He's fired. I know that gives me around, I don't know, 11-12 seconds. Doesn't matter, the team push through and kill the E75. If I hadn't pushed that corner, yeah, a bit of luck again, I'm still at work. If I hadn't pushed that corner, probably wouldn't have motivated the guys behind me to push forward, and we may not have won that flank because that E75 could have side-scraped that corner all day long. Anyway, so we've won this flank. I'm on perilously low health, the other flank is gone. Now I can stop being a heavy tank. I've got some teammates that are going to push forward and spot. Now I can then use the camo value of the Foch to become a sniper, the traditional role of a tank destroyer. But just because that's a traditional role doesn't mean you have to do that. People need to get these stigmas out of their head. It's like heavy tanks. The one I've just cock blocked here by accident, I must say. I wanted to get a shot on the SD1. 50T makes a great medium tank. just because it's a heavy doesn't mean you you have to play it as a heavy all of the time. Admittedly, there are situations and some certain tanks that need to be played in their traditional style, but I'm thinking of other things as well, like the Tortoise. When that tank is top tier, that is an assault tank, just like the Foch. AT-15 at tier 8, when that's top tier, it's an assault tank. Use that armour, use that hit point pool, get in there, get the business done. Otherwise, you sit at the back of the map, and if your team's crap, they all die, and you're sat there with a load of hit points, but it doesn't matter, because just one of the tanks is going to track you, go behind you, and you're dead. Right, so it's going to be the last shot I fire in this game. Shot into the T10, he picks me. I had the lowest health and he wants a kill, so fair enough. Right, so just while we watch the end of this game, let's sum this up, guys. So, most TDs, yeah, they have good camo value, you play them as snipers, but some tanks, like the Foch, T95, Tortoise, stuff like that, they're assault tanks. It really annoys me when people just assume, because they're in a tank destroyer, they need to sit at the back of the map. It's not true, fellas. Get in there, get stuck in at the start of the game where it matters, and stop being the last one left alive, and just die anyway. It's completely pointless. Right, there we go, guys. Hope this video helped you out. Give it a like if you did, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.